So, Patrick, as Dubai is opening up again and allow around 30% of the total workforce to go back to office now, what does the post-COVID-19 workplace look like for you and your company umdasch?
First of all, thank you very much for having me on this call as well. It's certainly different times. I look forward to the day when we can do it in person again. umdasch is obviously an industrial company focusing on the manufacturing of retail interiors for the retail sector. And as such, we're also involved in some projects that are part of the vital sector of the economy and have been exempted during the lockdown period also from some of those measures. Despite the fact that, of course, we are being affected and everyone has to adapt to a new work environment, it also means that we had to make sure that business continues and those vital construction projects are continuously supplied with our furniture, fixtures and fittings. In this regards, we of course made sure that the home office policy is being implemented, and that still happens to date. So even though the lockdown has been partially lifted, more than 70% of our staff is working from home. Even I, most of the time, I work from the convenience of my little home office, and only come once or twice a week to the factory in order to make sure things are running and they keep going. But yes, it is certainly a changed environment. The office here is basically empty. We have in the technical department a few people still coming to the office in order to process certain necessary paperwork. We've of course got the work preparation team here that prepares the work orders for the factory. And we also have the factory running on limited capacity. Of course, we reduced also the headcount in line with the measures and directives of the government to reduce the amount of people at any one given time in the same warehouse and manufacturing space. So we're running now with about 30% of our usual headcount in the factory. And yes, that slows down certain projects as well. So it's a mixture. It's changed environment, a lot of things happening obviously online now. At the same time, a lot of pressure as well to keep things moving and to still keep vital projects alive.
Sarah Jane from LXA, beside now virtual meetings and conference calls through Zoom or Microsoft Teams, have you used any other digital design tools or cloud technologies? And what are the benefits to your business?
Yes, in terms of cloud technology, as you mentioned, we're a hospitality and design agency multidiscipline actually, and as you say, we cover both the European markets through our London team and the Middle Eastern markets through our Dubai team. We've always worked very much as a team. And collaboration is absolutely something we're quite passionate about. So even before COVID, we have started to move to cloud servers, so I can access the work of guys in London and vice versa. So that's something that we've already done. And found very useful. So as I say, when we went into this sort of very unknown period, we are able to now access through VPNs and secure networks. We are able to access our servers because they are cloud-based, which has been incredibly useful. In terms of Teams, it's been a great tool. We've had it in place, but never really embraced it. So, the upside of this is it's forced us into embracing the technology that we already had. And it has taught us that actually, it doesn't really matter where you are in the world, we can function quite well, thank you. It's not perfect. I don't think it's one solution fits all. Unlike anything, obviously what our biggest asset in our company is talent. and talent and creativity manifests itself in very many ways. So though it allows us to function, and we still seem to be incredibly efficient at, in some ways, in delivering our projects in this manner, I'm not sure it's something that it can't be the only solution for us. And we are, certainly some of our talents are looking forward to the face-to-face interaction when we
So, Patrick, you are one of the leaders in the retail industry when it comes to shop fitting, and COVID-19 has certainly had a huge impact on the retail industry. Throughout this pandemic, unfortunately, more and more people now were shopping online using digital platforms such as Alibaba or Amazon. Does that mean that the traditional store experience is dead now, or what can the designers do to prevent the decline of traditional store experience?
Shopping itself is a lifestyle factor, and as soon as people feel safe or safer again, they will feel the need to go out. And especially in this part of the world, it's a lifestyle event to go shopping, to go to the shopping malls. During the hot summer month, it's pretty much all you can do. So there is no way to change that, and not even the Corona crisis will change that going forward as well. But yes, the retail concepts will evolve. Like I mentioned before, the use of materials will change. There will be less porous surfaces and more glass, more polished surfaces being utilized going forward. The square meters are going to be created, I guess, more spacious going forward to make places feel less crowded easily. There will also be less about measurement of revenue per square meter and more about experience per square meter, to really make sure that people interact with the products, learn with the products, because that's still something that you can't do from your online store, that you can't do from home. You can't test and try products at home as you can do that in the retail outlets itself. And the whole even changing room experience will become more important. Creating spacious changing rooms and making it an experience for the customers will be an important feature of any fashion store these days as well. So yes, there will be changes, there will be impact, but yes, traditional retail will not be that, especially after the crisis when people are deprived of going out there. I can see that there will be a run towards the traditional brick and mortar stores, because everybody wants to stop buying things on.
So, Sarah Jane, based on your current experience of working remotely, do you think that you also need to adjust your leadership style, to lead your employees? Will you need to adopt as well a more flexible mindset in future?
It's exactly that. I think if it's taught me anything, is that, everybody needs their own individual leadership. You need to lead everyone in a slightly different way. Like I said, maybe before it suited me that everyone was in the office because they were available to me when they're needed. Information was handy. I felt secure by having everyone in the office every day. But now I think, I certainly will be more open-minded to think, what some people have proved themselves. They've proved that they've been incredibly productive, they've enjoyed their time at home, and they're able to deliver equally and sometimes actually better work by having the space. So yeah, I think my biggest leadership lesson, if you want, would be take the time. It's allowed me to trust the technology, trust the process, and just I was proud of my team before COVID. We were a very close family at LXA. But the way everyone's just adapted, the way, the guys have just all really embraced the in it together type attitude. I think that will give me confidence moving forward to go, you know what, if somebody asks me that, you know, they've got things going on at home and they want to be at home this week for X, Y, and Z reasons, I'm going to much more likely to be a lot more flexible from that point of view, because they've proved themselves, they've proved they can use the technology and it works. And as long as the projects are delivered to a level of quality that LXA need to be proud of, then I'm going to be a lot more open-minded about what's best for each individual.
What changes will the design industry need to make to meet these new requirements? For example, will we need to introduce protective shields, physical distancing, hygiene stations? What has umdasch implemented so far?
Already beforehand, we tried to give some of those tools to our clients. We've developed the umdasch staff protection shields, which are basically acrylic screens to protect staff in the shops as much as also the customers from micro droplet infections. We've developed hygiene stands. So the umdasch hygiene stand, we've got the light version, the medium version, and the pro version with automatic dispensers, so that retail outlets can, at the entrance and at focal points in the store, install those hygiene stands and allow people to sanitize their hands, take gloves from the glove box, and have basically the necessary equipment rather than just standing the hand sanitizer bottle standing around. So we try to come up with products and solutions that are helping the retailers. I mean, we care for retail, we care for each other, and this is the message that we want to bring across. Interestingly enough, we've seen also inquiries from many other sectors in the industry now. So not just retail, we've got inquiries from the healthcare segment, as you mentioned earlier, even restaurants. So all segments where we traditionally not so much involved in have picked up on this and have sent us the inquiries. So these items are hugely under demand, and we can already see on the market as well, acrylic prices are increasing, and also the hand sanitizers is no secret anyway that they're on the world market, a rare commodity at the moment. But yeah, I have to say thank you to our procurement team, and we have a centralized procurement team behind this as well to really use the strength of our group to get equipment now for those products and get it to our customers so that they can protect the staff and they can protect the customers.
Chain, LXA is an international practice with vast experience in the hospitality sector. It's obviously sad to see right now that a lot of small restaurants are closing down. What would you say? Is there any opportunity for smaller restaurants to evolve from this? Will we may see totally new F&B concepts and experiences? You know,
and anything like this, though it's really hard to go through, it always will shift the status quo. My worry is that what the reaction to this COVID experience is that the authorities will become much tougher in a way that will stop the smaller businesses, the entrepreneurs in the food industry surviving and being able to create environments that are conducive to new thinking, for new ideas, for new concepts. Those smaller individual entrepreneurs, the food entrepreneurs, to really survive and really thrive in this market. It's something that they've struggled with, I feel, for a long time. We see a lot of sort of big franchises in our malls. We see a lot of franchises, and any sort of new concepts that have come from sort of the big companies out there, because rents are very difficult to come by if you haven't got a proven track record. And you know, we have a lot of talent in the Middle East, and it's been it's well documented how hard it is for a young entrepreneurial chef to start a business and create something really exciting here and I worry that the COVID environment will actually and the UAE has actually done a lot to improve that over the last couple of years. But what worries me with tighter controls, with tighter rules and regulations, what we could see is that talent being squashed again, which I hope isn't the case. But the flip side is, maybe, the F&B industry is going to have to be more creative. They're going to have to think outside the box. Obviously, return on investment is going to be very, very important. So for the F&B industry to survive, we're going to have to find that balance between over control, over a reluctance to invest, and then the leaders in the F&B industry are going to have to look at how we can create environments where young businesses can thrive. And I hope the latter will be the case. And I think I think we're all still reeling from what's happening to us at the moment. But what I hope is that, as you say, the smaller businesses can find opportunity to really grow. And I hope that's the way it moves, absolutely.